Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And the cards are jumping around today on this Wednesday, the 24th of February. We are fast approaching our final days of the month of February and our final days with the Tarot of the Divine, which is a beautiful deck created by Yoshi Yoshitani. And it features cultures and mythology and deities and folklore and fairy tales from all over the world. And I've really enjoyed learning about the fairy tales and deities as much as I have enjoyed seeing this beautiful artwork. And it is all thanks to my dear friend and tarot student, Taylor. And also, if you check back on some of the other videos, she did leave some really cool links to some of the fairy tales and deeper mythologies other than what the cute little book that this comes with had to offer, because in some cases it didn't have very much to offer, and neither did I, because I am learning so much about the mythologies I had no idea I didn't know about. But on that note, let us see what interesting card we have today for this Wednesday in our final week with the Tarot of the Divine. Hey, I think this is one I know. All right. We have today Judgment. And I am going to say, I'm just going to out with it right in the beginning because I'm pretty sure I know that this is the tale of the Monkey King, which is an amazing story. If you have never heard it, it is a Chinese, I guess it's a folklore fairy tale. It's kind of it's the Fool's Journey sort of adventure story. And we've got the lotus up in the sky and the Monkey King on his little nimbus, and he's carrying his cudgel. And I totally think this is the Monkey King. I'm going to be super embarrassed if that's not what it is after I have affirmed it so strongly. But I'm fairly certain. The background and everything kind of gives me the energy of like the mountains in China and all of that kind of thing. So I think that's actually a really great representation for Judgment. Judgment is not necessarily a card that's good or bad in any direction that it is kind of set before you. Reversed, obviously, the judgment's probably going to be more harsh. It probably means you have not learned from your mistakes, and there are a lot of things that karma is going to nip at your ankles about. But even upright, this card sort of depicts that weighing of the scales, balancing of the scales sort of thing, where whatever you did in the past is going to come back to either haunt you or help you, and you should be well aware of yourself and your lessons and the things that you need to know about. I feel like the Monkey King may not be the most self-aware character to put in charge of this card, but he definitely does learn a lot of lessons along his journey, and there are a lot of really interesting scrapes he gets himself into, which, yes, big lessons. I like to look at the Judgment card when it comes up, especially in a reading that may be surrounded by maybe some turmoil, maybe some things that were not so great. This is you really looking at the situations as a lesson rather than a punishment. I am one of those people that truly does not believe we are punished. We are taught lessons. Some lessons are harder than others. And if we keep screwing up the same things over and over and we don't learn about ourselves, those lessons will get harder. And it's sort of like a video game where like this card will come up and you're like, oh, it's the boss level of a video game. And if you don't defeat that boss and get the weapon or treasure or whatever from that one, you're probably not going to be able to defeat the next boss. And yes, sometimes you just get stuck on that level. So the Judgment card is very much that energy of maybe I'm stuck fighting the same big bad boss over and over again. And maybe I need to go back to the tutorial a little bit and be a little more self aware about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and some of the choices that I've made in the past. I love this card also because if you do any journaling, which by the way, I think I mentioned it all through the month of January, that journaling is a big part of really learning and embodying the tarot. If you are not writing down, at least in some way, even if it's just taking a picture of the cards that you are dealt on a daily basis or even a weekly basis, and kind of at least talking through what they mean to you, whether that's like we've got a Discord channel where we chat, or in your own personal journal, which I also do, just making note of the things that you've done in the past can bring you to this card and go, oh, well, that's fine. Let me just go research my notes. Let me just go study for the final exam. I've got all my notes. I've got everything in order. I'm good. Because yes, judgment is an open book test. We may not realize it, but all of the things that we need have always been there for us, and we just have to kind of see them and use them and make good use of them and move on to the next level. So I really love this. I love that it's a Monkey King. Of course, I keep saying that, and I have not yet looked in the little book. So let's do that now, and we'll see if Jen is super embarrassed or right on the money. And it would be really nice if I'm right because, I haven't been right on a whole lot of them through this. Oh, that's justice. We don't want that. Where did you go? Judgment. There you are. All right. I'm feeling pretty smug right now. It is Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. So it is the ending before the start of a new journey, past actions and decisions determining your future events. Yep. If you haven't learned your lessons, you're doomed to repeat them over and over. It doesn't really go into the story of the Monkey King. If you have not seen it, it's a really interesting story from China, and I really love the adventures and misadventures that the Monkey King gets into. And if I'm remembering correctly, if you watch the old, yes, I'm going to make a pop culture reference. If you watch the old Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z or any of the subsequent ones, but if you watch the old Dragon Ball cartoon, so much of that cartoon actually does harken back to the adventures of the Monkey King. I think that's weird, but it's also kind of fun, and I could be a little off on that, but I've had other people tell me, yes, absolutely, I think so too. So there you have the Judgment card and the Monkey King, and that is like a really good representation of him, kind of, and the sun gods and the lotus and all of on his little nimbus cloud that he flies around on. This is just a really fun card. This is probably the most fun Judgment card I've ever seen because knowing all about the Monkey King and how he's kind of a mischievous sort of character, it's interesting because usually it is an angel kind of trumpeting the end times, so to speak. So this is a much more lighthearted feel for Judgment, and I dig it. I really do. I love this. And this is a great card for a Wednesday because the lessons that you learned on Monday and Tuesday, I hope you carry them on through the weekend. And I think this is an excellent card for towards the end of the month because, hey, January and February are almost totally gone. We are almost into the third month of the year. It just flies forward from here, guys. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!